Well, I can't get the sling off because it's not quick detach swivels. The sling is a hindrance. So I had some problems last time I was using this rifle. Nothing major, just a little issue where I realized that I could not get the sling off the rifle because the rifle came with sling swivels and studs in it, but they are not the quick detach. So every time I would try and reposition the rifle or whatever, that sling would grab a hold to my rear squeeze bag and want to throw it on the ground. Just made it really cumbersome because when I'm shooting from the bench, I've got a front bag and a rear bag, and I really like shooting off the bags, but I also like to take the slings off when I can to get them out of the way because they just hang up on everything. Well, anyway, this particular rifle, and I'll get it out, as I stated, came with the sling swivels here, but they're not detachable, and this strap is not really detachable either. So my friend said what he's done in the past is he's cut these off and just used some of the quick detach swivels. And I thought about it and I said, you know, I have some of those, and here's one right here. I was digging through all my parts. I've got just all kinds of parts. Well, while digging, I did find some studs that would go in here, and I thought, well, I could take these studs out and put the other studs in, and then that way I could preserve these strap holders, I guess if you want to call them that, the whole thing, just take them out and put the other in. But what worries me about this is this hardwood here. If I'm unscrewing this and unscrewing the rear one and taking them out, then I could be ruining the integrity of the hole that they are drilled in and screwed into. So anyway, what I'm going to do, being that I don't like these at all, is I'm just going to cut them off and replace them with these right here. And if you'll notice, there's a difference here. This is a 1-inch strap, and these are 1-inch swivels here. But what I've got, these are listed as 1.5, but the inside is really 1 5/16, or just over 1 1/4. So it's a little bit long. But what I'll do is take these off, use these, and get some 1-inch later. But in order to get these off, because they are pressed in here, I have to cut them. Now I thought, well, maybe I'll get the Dremel tool out and cut them, but I think I'm going to be a little bit more drastic than that. Let me set that there. Let's see if I can turn this camera. I'm going to go with some bolt cutters, and that's as small as I've got. So that'll be fun, cutting this off. And if I set it just like this at 90 degrees to this, I should be able to do it easily. I don't want to mar up my stock by any means, but I'll cut that off. First thing I'll do, of course, is take the strap off, and in order to do that, I have to take these screws out right here and undo this end, so then I can get the whole strap off, because I have to undo this, have to take it out of this, and just unthread it the whole way. It's really just a cheap strap, just something that I put on there so that if I wanted to carry it on my shoulder, I could. But the main thing is getting these swivels off and replacing them with these. And like I said, I'll buy some more in the future that are 1 inch to go with the strap, or I could get a wider strap. It doesn't matter to me. It's not like I'm carrying this rifle around in the woods a whole lot. But anyway, we'll start with that and see if I can't get these off and replace them with these right here. Okay, so I had to put some vice grips on the back of those screws that are holding the strap on, because they just spin. And let's see if I can get this. Yeah, it doesn't take much, I don't think. There we go. So we got one end off. Here's the other end. And let's see if this one will come off without having to put the vice grips on there on the back side. No, all it wants to do is spin. So let me see if I can't grab a hold of this one. There we go. It shouldn't take much to unlock that. It's just snug enough. And that's actually what you want. You don't want it to come loose out in the field. Here's the second one and the back end there. So here's my strap screws, and now I can take the strap off. And like I said, I'll have to run it through this, and once I have it through that, it will just come all the way off the front as well. So here's the sling out of the way, and now I have free access to this part right here. And I'm going to see if I can't take care of that right now. I have to be really careful because this is a big clunky tool and it's a delicate operation. Make sure I am not touching the stock. There we go. There it is. Now, the thing with this right here, and I'll see if I can't zoom in and get a better look at it. That hole does not go all the way through. So what I have to do is get a drill bit. Oh, I see a little touch of marring where I may have bumped the stock there. There. So right here looks like a little bit of a bump. But I can see something else that was here, and that was probably there. Either I did this or it was there when I got the rifle. Don't know. But let's see if we can show that. stud, it does not go all the way through. So I'll drill that out and get it ready for the quick detach. Obviously, I got the dullest drill bit in the box. I'll be back. I keep getting a card error on my camera for some reason. After drilling out the holes, because they don't go all the way through, and having to make them just a little bit bigger than what they were, I have my two quick detach sling swivels on there. I've got one already on the back, which I'm hoping most of that footage will show up. There's the one on the back. So anyway, all I had to do was cut the others off, which they are right there. I had to cut these off and then drill out the hole and put the others on. So now I'm going to rethread this sling and get it on there for now, and we're going to call it good. Alright, so what I'm doing with the sling is I'm kind of laying it out to make sure I get it back on there correctly. And it's not through there yet, but I just want to make sure that I get it back the way it's supposed to be, with the slip buckle on the outside, with the connection down there, the tab end being on the inside. So let's start with that. And what I've got to do is I've got to take this tab end out, run it through the top sling swivel, come back down this way. I got to run it through this buckle here, like that, and like so. Make sure I'm not twisted in here. Give me plenty of slack here. And then put this on and put the screws in. I need to get one female screw. I know that these aren't actually called screws, but it has a screw head on it and screw thread, so I guess I can call it that. Snug that one up. Put that one in. Snug that one up. Alright. So what we've got here, so we got the sling attached, and I can move it back down to take the slack out of it, just like that. But what I've also got now, make sure that's in the picture, I can unscrew this, press it open, lift that, and now I can remove the sling real easy. There we go. The sling is off with just a couple of little turns of the screw. So this is the top. Snug up that little thumb lock right there to keep it from backing out on you. And then you can do the same on the end down here. Drop it in, close it up, and I have now converted this to a nice quick detach sling. So that is it for just doing a little maintenance to keep myself from getting frustrated when I want to shoot off the bag and get the sling out of the way for me shooting. So appreciate it, and we will catch you all next time.